Alright folks, welcome back to another episode of our Wrestling GM save. We're just after the review now, and if you haven't seen that episode, go check it out because it'll help, let you know what's going on. It was a good pay-per-view, it's what we hoped for. All of our feuds are pretty much done right now. They all ended kind of cold, but I think we know better now that we need to have our guys in the ring a lot, across from each other to sort of heat up these feuds. So if we just go through and end these... Oh, you got like a wee breakdown. Lost fans, unfortunately, for these feuds, but we don't need any more. Why are they, okay, that had a major victory, okay. Oh, it's per... Ah, okay. It was per person, I didn't realize. So, tag team title feud, we are thinking about going with the Spanish contingent. Can we click this way? No. Okay, we're thinking of the Spanish contingent of Grande and Ortega. And then on the face side, we are thinking of putting the Highlander back in there with Grande. Then on the pure title side, we're thinking of going with Oliver Redman and Behemoth, who we've been pushing recently. And main title feud, I think we're going to go with Nottingham and Gonzalo Marine. I think it makes the most sense. They have a little bit of backstory that I can read out in a minute, but I think it makes the most sense. And I don't think we have any other feuds other than that. So where is Gonzalo Marine? There he is. Lost a bit of heat because of the bad storyline, but that's okay. So if you can read it here, I'll find the bit where it says, yes, his most recent feud has been against Steve Nottingham, who he originally took the title from. The feud has been made personal when Marine in storyline broke Nottingham's hand, forcing him to wear a plaster cast heading into 2020. So technically now, we've had Nottingham back on the roster. Let's involve him in the feud with our champ. We'll open up not with any of our feuds. We'll open up with who did we use in the review? Can I see that still? Not factions. History. Yeah. Is there anyone here we want to use on the... just open the show. We could give Herman a win. Get him a wee bit of momentum again. Just open the card up with something not too heavy. Hercules Herman is a face, so do we have like a mid-card heel he can beat? Like, he can beat Nordstrom, I'm sure. Oh, we hit side B. Mid-card heel, Nordstrom. Yeah, Herman will get the win, it'll be pinfall about 10 minutes, and that's fine. The tag team division setup, we will go for a singles match, normal singles between... we'll do Grande and Ortega, right? Yeah, we'll do Grande and Ortega. Is Grande still tired? A bit, yeah, Grande's suffering from fatigue. But I keep making that mistake where I hit two guys in the same part of the card. We'll give Grundy the win over Ortega because I think we don't book Grundy very well, so I don't want it to look like he will be just being carried by the Highlander. And then after that match, can we get a... We'll use backstage attack as an in-ring attack. We want a big brawl to sort of close the segment off between Highlander, Grundy, and our champions of the Spanish contingent. Four minutes does us just fine. So that's us 28 minutes in. Ooh. We don't really want to have Redman in the ring yet with the Behemoth. Or we could have a tag team match maybe. Another tag team match with put Redman in the ring with somebody and put Behemoth on the other side. I think that's probably your best shot. They are in the ring together then, and then they're not just, one's coming out to call to the right. Like, we'll have them on opposite sides. Oliver Redman, and he'll team up with. We've used Jack Red a couple times. We can team up with him, and then we'll have Behemoth and Cassius Thorne, and the heels will get the win. There doesn't seem to be a way to set it as specifically Behemoth, but we'll know it's specifically Behemoth getting the pin. Go for about 16. Seems okay. Complete that, and then we will have a segment afterwards where Behemoth will call out Oliver Redman, challenging him to a match for the pure title. How do we want to set up our main event? Because we've used his lackeys, I guess, for lack of a better term. Unless we had Nottingham, that wouldn't really set up the feud, though. It would set up the feud for us. You know, like, we would know that if Grande faced Steve Nottingham, be setting up the feud, but the game doesn't know that. Because you can't have, like, minor characters in other feuds, so. We might still do it. We're gonna have a lot of show left, actually. I should maybe book some, jobber matches now while we have the chance. 1v1 normal. Somebody like... Who in the main event are we not using? We're going to use Nottingham. We're probably going to use Marine. So that's everybody, actually. Mid-card, who's got a lot of fans that we don't use? Brickhouse. Johnny Flash. I don't think we've used Johnny Flash very much. We can give him a match against... put him in there with... No, don't put him in there with Dan Brickhouse because we might need a second. Put him in there in a face-to-face with Jim Houlihan. Flash gets the win by pinfall. Give them about 12 minutes. And then this will be how we set up... How we separate our... 2 tag team matches. With that singles bout in between. Gives us about half an hour to fill up some main event time. Let's see. So if we done an angle where Steve Nottingham challenged the champion, we could do a tag team minute. We're really heavy on the tag team matches in this card, though. Are we? We have... Oh, no, we're not, because that's not a tag team match. It's a tag team angle. That's a tag team match. We could have a tag team event, actually, yeah. So, Steve Nottingham's going to come out and challenge our champion. He's going to talk about how he was the previous champion and how, you know, the way that Gonzalo Marine carries the belt, despite him being, you know, a very good professional wrestler, is not the way a belt like this needs to be carried. He doesn't bring honor to the championship. And he disrespects the belt and what it means to the company. You know, typical babyface stuff. Him and Steve Nottingham and his partner Chris Paddock are going to take on the other 2 members of the Spanish contingent, Hugo Grande, fresh off of his beatdown a bit earlier on, and I went past him, Gonzalo Marine. No, that's Hugo Grande again. Apologies. Yeah, we can give Nottingham and Paddock the win. I know they just lost the tag team title match, but we can give them the win here in order to set up Nottingham against Marine, I guess. Put it at 20 minutes. Should be okay. That's good to go. 6 minutes left to book. Post-match attack, or, you know, post-match beatdown essentially is what we're going to use it, not a backstage one. Where, which way around is it? Nottingham will be attacked by Gonzalo Marine. 2 more minutes. We'll put it onto another match somewhere here. Not that tag match. Probably here. Grande and Ortega can go for 16, I'd say. So this is our card. Some jobber matches in there, not jobber matches, but just non-storyline matches. So hopefully that doesn't affect the card too much. We are aiming for about a, let's see, 50, 57. We haven't broken through a 57 yet. Our storylines are cold though, so I don't know if today will be the day, but only one way to find out. Also, no name for the show either yet, so that's something to think about. We open with a 60, really good. Hercules Herman pulls a 67 out of the bag as he defeats Nordstrom. 43 for Nordstrom, so it was a big carry job by the looks of it from Herman. So maybe a pure title match at some point would be in the future for him, although this series is only going to 10 episodes. But, maybe something we could look at another time. Grande and Ortega, 54, not amazing. Heats up the feud. The green is good, so heats up the feud. Grande got a 55, and Ortega got a 60, so, the match was just below their actual performance. And, both gaining whatever they maybe would have lost from the not-so-good feuds. Angle got a 52, not bad. Grundy's not really an Angle guy. Highlander will be carrying the star power in this. Hugo Grande and Diego Ortega, maybe that's the issue, it's not. Grande hits, it's these two. Which is weird because they have good charisma. Maybe they were just on the wrong end of the beatdown, maybe. They don't sell well. 53, Johnny Flash defeats Jim Houlihan. 52 for Flash, 50 for Houlihan. I think this is the first time we've used Johnny Flash. But he actually looks really good. High basics, high psych. Really high stamina. He'd be someone that would be another good long-term project for the save. Tag team semi-main event. 54 rated, not great. Oliver Redman and Jack Wright lose to Behemoth and Cassius Ohno. Cassius Ohno? Cassius Thorne. Have I done that before? Have I made the mix-up between Cassius Thorne and Cassius Ohno? If not, that's that's a new one to add to the list. That and Oliver / Joel Redman. But of course, moving on, Oliver Redman a 53, Jack Wright a 46, 65 for Behemoth, and 51 for Thorne. You can tell that Behemoth is the main eventer here in amongst some mid-carders. Even if you just look at these stats, he looks like a superstar. He's menacing. He's got good hardcore skills. The match 54 isn't great, but I think the match between him and Redman will probably be a lot better. The angle of 55, not great again. 57 and 33. Some guys are just real bad at angles in this company for some reason. So, but again, we've got to, take some time to heat up the angle. We'll check the feuds after this, actually. 58, that's kind of what we want. 58 from Nottingham and Marine. 61 for Nottingham. 50 for Marine. The tag team match gets a 58 main event. 67 for Nottingham in performance. 53 for Paddock. 57 for Grande. And 69 for Gonzalo Marine. So, Marine and Nottingham will probably have a really, really good match at the pay-per-view. So, that is something to look forward to with that feud. And then 60 to close the show. Might have saved us there. 56. A little bit below what we wanted. Still cannot break through that everlasting 57 barrier off pay-per-view. And of course, there is our card again if you want to see it. Opened up really hot. Cooled down sort of here in the middle. Heated up a little bit again by the end with our 58s and 60s. Just not enough to tip us over to that 56, 57 range. There's my low battery on my phone, but to continue on. That was the show. Not bad. We have actually got a decent bit of coins there. Some points. Oh, and our feuds. I just remember that was what we want to look at. Still ice cold, unfortunately. Oh, well, Marine and Nottingham's actually heated up quite fast. The others are still ice cold. I wonder why that was. Can we click to open it? Details? It doesn't actually say. It just says Nottingham's a... Oh! So the angles count as victories for him. So he got a major in-ring. I'm assuming the major victory is the in-ring one. And then the two minor victories were angles. Okay, so we need to get maybe Marine some wins again in the angle. So this should have Redmond no wins, Behemoth 1-1. Okay, so we understand that a bit better now. We are, still learning to play this game. And, Grandy's performing the best in this one. Next week we'll probably do Highlander and Grande. For the Redmond Behemoth match, I'm not sure what we'll do. We could have them have a singles match, have Redmond escape with the victory, and then carry it over to the pay-per-view. And then in terms of Nottingham and Marine, as I said again, like, it won't understand if we do Marine versus Paddock that it's Nottingham's partner, so we'll have to figure something out. The angles, though, can maybe carry it over, because it is seemingly a good feud so far. That is all for this episode then, guys. Thank you for checking this out, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.